or sunrise, or sun drop, or sunsets, I've been called, or just sun, you can call me that. Today, I'm here to talk about things that have happened during the show, and even a little bit before the show, so far, that have made me who I am. Help us help some of you that are a little lost in the story, and just need a little bit of catch up so far. So, well, obviously, it all started when Moon and I were made. Now, we didn't get along well for a long time, but after enough time, we started sharing our body. You know, you take on there, they go there. Eventually, we both agreed we need to separate since, well, all things considered, the design choice of the creator because one person was stupid and unhinged, and we both had things we wanted to do, but couldn't without cutting into the other person's time and control. So Moon and Monty worked together to separate us. Not too long after we separated, the first major event of my life happened, July 16th.
Lastly, what happened on July 16th?
That's a wonderful question, isn't it? To be frank, I don't know the details, but I'll tell you this.
I don't like that. I don't want to talk about that day.
Sunrise, you will answer the question. You will be shut down. You will answer the question.
I don't want to answer the question. No, I don't.
Sunrise.
July 16th. That was a fun day for me.
Sunrise.
Sunrise isn't here anymore.
The day I still don't like remembering. July 16th was a day that, for a long time, I believed I killed a bunch of kids attending the daycare. One of note being Evelyn, a little girl who was a big fan of mine. But I lived in fear of myself and what I would do for a long time, thinking myself to be unstable. The next thing didn't really help that. Next up was the moments I'd black out for minutes or hours at a time. This is because of Eclipse. Another person living in my head rent-free thanks to Moon. Moon had left a little bit of his kill code behind, which we separated all those months ago, which then developed into another person named Eclipse, who would hijack my body and do whatever he could to make myself and Moon suffer. Basically a living hell. Anyways, that went on for a long time, and he even made a couple animatronic AIs while stuck in my head. He made 2 AIs while stuck in my head. How does that even happen? The AIs being Blood Moon, the psychotic, killer, blood-crazed maniac who cannot find any other word to say or get obsessed about but blood. And Lunar.
Hello.
Our eventual brother and someone Eclipse made originally to obey his orders of taking over Moon. After me and Moon were forced to be interviewed by the FBI, we had to hide in one of his many bunkers he had for some reason. While there, Moon was going through an issue with his kill code, which had come back into his system somehow. He said a lot of things about how bad he was, and to demonstrate, he punched me in the face. That was the start of when I noticed how unhealthy our relationship truly was, which also led to us not talking until Eclipse shoved us into a dimension with something called a Wither Storm that me and Moon needed to defeat. After that, Moon and I bolstered our efforts to get Eclipse out of my body. Eventually we did succeed in getting Eclipse out, with some help from Lunar and some magic that Moon was able to teach me to expel him from my body. But things weren't exactly over by a long shot. Blood Moon became an issue we needed to deal with, but even Eclipse wasn't gone since he has backups of his consciousness. Something that makes me hate being an animatronic from time to time is crap like this. Blood Moon was getting help from Eclipse and his new boss, Kill Code. Another iteration of Moon's Kill Code gained an anatomy. You have 2 things that are technically the same thing, by the way, Kill Code. Eclipse and Kill Code. It's confusing. Is it confusing? Good. It confuses me. With their help, though, Blood Moon confronted me in the daycare and started saying everything it could to push my buttons, and it worked. I used one of Moon's repurposed barrel cannons and killed Blood Moon, leaving nothing behind but the trauma of my first time killing somebody. This led to me having hallucinations of Blood Moon, incidentally, and these came and went for a long time. During my time of weakness and wanting to be done with all this crap, I tracked down Eclipse and confronted him at their base. This was my biggest mistake to date because, in my anger, I tapped into the mana pool that Moon and I shared somehow and ended up blowing up that base, as well as Moon's mana pool, trapping him in his own head since he had gone to confront Killcode in his own mind. This led to Moon giving up his life to let Killcode or Casey live.
I never thought this is how I'd die.
Creating a new Moon in the process. And during all of that, I didn't even manage to kill Eclipse, and he escaped to bother us another day. The only good thing that happened during this time was Earth, our sister we knew nothing about, coming into our lives. I don't know what state I would have been without them there to comfort me and reassure me that things would work out, though that comfort only did so much as things kept going downhill. Eventually, Eclipse got his hands on his ultimate goal after blackmailing Monty with Lunar's life. This is also the same time that me and Lunar weren't talking because of an argument he had before the whole magic explosion thing happened. That argument consisted of Lunar trying to tell me that killing is wrong since my mind was dead set on killing Eclipse. I snapped at him and said some pretty bad things. And then Lunar got flashbacks to Eclipse, and I was like, and said that I was acting like, I was acting like the same person I was trying to get rid of, and I didn't listen to what he was saying. And by the time I realized I was wrong, it was way too late. Because Eclipse got his goal, and...
Eclipse, please, I'll do whatever you want, just don't kill me.
Goodbye, Lunar.
Monty, please!
What did you do?
Killed Lunar right in front of Monty with a bomb he planted on Lunar's head. The star, though. Eclipse's ultimate goal. An item Moon had made years ago. Something that could rewrite the universe using the cosmic energy called star power. God damn it, do I hate this stuff. Why did we have to get involved with star power at all? It is such a MacGuffin. It makes no goddamn sense. You know what? You can just ignore any star stuff. You know what? If whenever you hear the term star power, star whatever stuff, just think of it as the Force, basically. Just think of it as a MacGuffin that can do whatever you want. Because that's what it is. It's a Deus Ex Machina thing. I hate this stuff so much. Anyways, with the star, Eclipse was essentially a god, and Moon and myself could do nothing to stop him. Or at least that's what we thought. Moon went to another dimension with a person we referred to as Nice Eclipse, or later known as Solar. They built a massive satellite to essentially Hammer of Dawn Eclipse, that the star can only work in its home dimension. Why the frick does this stuff be so convoluted? In the meantime, we had to think about how to get Eclipse into a portal, and Casey taught me and Moon how to use star power in small amounts. After everything was ready, I Kamehameha Eclipse into the portal. I'll be so honest. I hate the fact that I did that. I look back on it now and I cringe so goddamn hard. I said that Kamehameha thing like it was supposed to be cool. It wasn't cool. It was really not. Anyways, he put him into the portal, where he was killed for good. Or not, I guess. Thanks, Ruin! God, I hate them. Okay, I'll get to the Ruin thing in a bit, but I'm going to keep going here. Before we had concocted our plan to kill Eclipse, Moon had met another version of ourselves. Kinda? The name was Ruin. He was basically both of us crammed together and fully insane. Or so we thought. Why are there so many goddamn twists? He faked being insane, so that way we underestimated him. I think. I don't even know. So many goddamn plot twists. Ruin led us to believe that he was infected with some kind of virus that made him insane, and we cured him, and he was...
Where'd you go?
Son, I think I'd rather ask.
Gotcha! That...
Seemingly our ally. What we later learned was that he made the new versions of Eclipse and Blood Moon. Blood Moon. Why'd you bring him back? Goddamn Blood Moon. With the new Blood Moon, with the memories of the old one around, I tried my best to redeem myself from my previous actions. There are people that cannot be redeemed, though. Blood Moon revealed to me that he was the person who actually did July 16th, not myself, or Eclipse like we had believed that he had done for years now. We eventually dealt with Blood Moon and Ruin, for the most part, but not before something broke Moon, or as he soon began to call himself, Nexus. Nexus betrayed all of us in our family. Solar had been killed, and he began to go insane trying to fix it. Taught me the value of self-worth, and even with the old Moon back now, I'm not the doormat I used to be. Nexus joined another version of myself that we will call Dark Sun, but he hates that nickname apparently. I'm not too sure why. I mean, kind of differentiate because I'm Sun, they're Sun, whatever, but okay. With our newfound allegiance, Nexus was doing everything he could to prove his superiority to me and to Moon and to all this stuff. No matter how many attempts we made to make him come back to the light or just to not be a jerk, or just stop what he was doing and move on with his life. He didn't have to talk to us, by the way. I'm just saying. Like, he didn't have to continue living with us or even be with us. Anyways, in the middle of all that, we learned of an old animatronic model that was buried under the daycare named Dazzle. Dazzle acted like a little kid for a reason we never understood for a while. When we did learn why, it broke my heart a bit.
I remember something happened one day.
What happened, Dazzle?
I remember it was me, and there were a lot of other kids, and we were all playing together with you, and you got mad. I know you got mad because your eyes turned red.
When did this happen, Dazzle? I don't think I ever got mad at kids before like that.
Evelyn, one of the children from July 16th, their soul was inside of that animatronic's body this whole time. Evelyn was Dazzle. All this time, it was trapped in our walls for years. That revelation, while shocking, was an appetizer in comparison to what came next. We eventually found where Dark Sun and Nexus had been hiding and went to confront them. Well, Solar and I did. Nexus had kidnapped Moon and used them as bait to bring me to him. And I don't even remember how Moon got kidnapped, to be frank with you. He just did. But after getting away, Moon met up with us, but so did Nexus. Nexus was threatening to kill Moon. And then time slowed to a halt. I saw myself standing somewhere else entirely, with only Dark Sun before me. What do you mean I get to choose who dies?
Well, it's not like you're choosing exactly which one lives. It's gonna be you that, decides one way or the other.
I don't want Moon to die.
Then stop Nexus.
He told me that I had one choice. Kill Nexus or let Moon die. Choose which version of my brother I wanted. How can you make somebody do that? You don't make that choice. It's...
Brother!
It wasn't until the final second I gave my answer that I chose for Nexus to die. That was a hard time for me. Mentally, I experienced some hallucinations again, and the issues never stopped. The only thing that positively affected me was Dazzle getting a new body, and on Christmas, Moon gave me the best gift I could have ever asked for. I don't think we're opening gifts yet.
It's less something you open and more something I hand you.
Oh, what is it?
Adoption papers. For Dazzle.
I adopted Dazzle. Officially adopted Dazzle. Not long after Christmas. After the papers that Moon gave me. Not that I actually did anything since, we're robots, but the sentiment that counts. The sentiment that counts, because we don't really have rights. We don't really breathe. But yeah. I was Dazzle's dad now. And Evelyn was... It's my daughter. But down the line, after a huge little break for us, we had nothing going on for the longest time. Until Nexus came back as some sort of wraith thing at this point. This is the fourth damn time, by the way, that somebody is shown back up. Somehow, some way. We didn't even do anything. They came back to life. Just showed up. But yeah, eventually we trapped this new Nexus version in a dimension all by himself. As the last remnants of what were Nexus, my brother, faded away, leaving a deadly and destructive wild animal to rampage in his new home. Now, the new home, by the way, it's just a forest world. There's nothing there. No animals, I think. And no civilization. That was it. We were done. We were done with all of it. We're done with that whole thing. That was the final straw. We put into motion a plan to move to an entirely new dimension and just call that home. The only thing we still had to do before we could move, though, was involving Evelyn's parents. Now, I know that she might be my daughter now, but it felt wrong that she couldn't at least talk to them before we left. That wasn't right. We found Evelyn's father, Mr. Winters, Elias Winters, and wanted him to know that she was alive, but he couldn't stand the thought of her being my daughter. So he wanted to take her and even chase us away with a gun. After Dazzle stormed out to the car, and Moon told him that he wasn't a fit father at this time, we thought the issue was resolved. Until he found our house and held a gun to me, telling me to hand over Evelyn. The guy was clearly... I want to make this very clear. I'm angry at him for what happened. I don't blame him for being the way he was. He's clearly unstable, and he needs some serious help. And I am not angry at him anymore. He deserves the best. He deserves some help. But he held me with a gun, telling me to hand over Evelyn. And I tried to talk him down before Dazzle got in the way and the pistol fired.
Intruder!
At the time, everyone rushed outside. Jack and Molten restrained him, and Dazzle was okay. Just was lucky, got a little graze. Luck, she's fine. But that was the last time we ever saw Mr. Winters. The last time that he would ever see us or Evelyn. And now we're in a new dimension without any of those problems. At all. Thank God. Surely nothing terrible will happen to us. Right? Right! Oh, God, it's already happening. Oh, God, it's already happening! And that's my story so far. It's gonna get more complicated. No, it's not. It's actually pretty simple at this point. Just a little complicated. Oh.